where we last left off was the group, Adrian, Nail, Elma, and Layla, were responding to a request urgently from one of the messengers of their patron, the Duchess Alexandria, to help prevent and rescue some individuals that were being kidnapped and possibly going to be turned into slaves, both animals and people, on her territory. And after you managed to deal with these kidnappers and bandits and managed to rescue some of the people. Um, One of them was I think I introduced her as a bronze tanned woman with silver platinum hair. I think I introduced her like that. And so yeah, if you guys see the map right now, the blue circle that's over here is the current location of where the camp was for the bandits. And that's where the group currently is right now. Yep. Yep. Right thing. So let me just fix this. Just get everything here. I'm just gonna copy I'll just do that soon. So I have to ask, who was in the tent?
It was both me and Adrian.
Yeah.
So it was Layla and Adrian and Elma. I don't know what you recall because I did send you the link. Basically, I would have said that you probably might have been on the outside guarding the entrance of the tent. Do you want to stay there, or do you want to go inside?
No, actually, I was immediately thinking Emma would probably have stayed out and
Stay out?
taken up guard position. Yeah.
So you want to basically loot the guards, basically, the bandits.
No, I'm not looting anyone. I am watching and seeing if anyone comes to
The location, basically.
you know,
perception.
to the location
Lookout.
to the threat. Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing that from the tent area, or are you gonna do it from a vantage point?
I am walking around.
Okay. So basically,
I
you're
have
doing a perimeter check.
Here, let me. Yes, let me trace my path. I go here.
I can't see you, so you probably have your thing not show to others.
Let's see if this. That work?
So no, if you go to the
well.
map thing, so you could do this.
There you go.
Yeah, and like this is me, but basically
Oh.
this is like.
Oh, I was actually moving, but okay, yeah. So I just go up here, go around here, down,
Okay.
over.
Okay. You could do that. So while you do that, Layla and Adrian, you are inside the tent. You just rescued the woman from being held hostage by the now current dead bandits. You see that she is basically closing herself because she was basically in her underwear, and she closed herself, and she then says, "Okay, So you were brought here by the Duchess, like she asked you to come rescue us? Is that it?
She sent a messenger, but yes.
Yes,
You,
but
you could
are any of you
tell-
hurt?
You could visibly tell that there's like a sign of disgust on her face, as she kind of like doesn't like the Duchess, as which you could tell, basically. Ugh. Fine, fine. Help us out, and we can get back to our homes. I really do not want to hear another word of that Duchess. Also, I don't know if this is any important to you, but these bandit guys managed to capture some two individuals that are not native here, if you get my meaning. As she kind of like strolls off to go free the other captives within the tent, and you see in cages, stripped of their weapons and armor, and in their clothes is Ordis and Cav, and you are in separate cages, chained.
Wow. Two different. Different from the usual bunch. Are they unconscious or can they see?
I would ask them, are you guys conscious or awake?
You can go first.
Yeah, I'll be conscious.
Okay, so you see the hulking Goliath is very conscious and is looking right at you.
I guess it's a good time to describe what our characters look like then.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
So you see a high elf with two different colored eyes. One is gold and the other is blue. Golden. The other is blue. He has fair skin with black hair. He is wearing a blue cloak with a shield on it. And the top of the cloak looks like the picture, like the feather, the soft feather. And he is wearing a breastplate as well. And in his hand, he is holding a flaming longsword. Another thing that you noticed is that he is covered in blood, almost from head to toe.
Very intimidating.
You see, staring back at you, Goliath, 6'8", 6'8" Goliath, wearing covered in, the tattoos like in the picture, with a jacket on and well, yeah, because if all my weapons and armor have been taken off me, I'm not wearing any of that stuff. So I guess that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next you see is the green skin orc. Is Ordis awake or unconscious?
I'm going to assume that he must be unconscious because he can probably escape if he was awake.
Yeah. I mean, you guys were unconscious and you guys could, like, maybe woke up at some point, but maybe you guys were hit differently with tranquilizers and it affected you guys differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to describe, well, you already, so Adrian, Layla, and Elma could have described their characters, but yeah.
Well,
So we all
yeah, I'll
know
go.
what Cav and Ordis looks like, so we just see them. So yeah, you guys see these two individuals in cages, chained, and so yeah, what are you guys gonna do?
Are any of you hurt? Agent says to the other prisoners and also the two in the cages.
Just my pride.
What kind of lock? What kind of lock is there? Is it just
Yeah.
a simple, like a simple? What's it called? Kind of like a bike lock, or is it actual cage lock? We're gonna have to find the key for.
Well, since these guys are trying to transport these slaves and they might wake up, they don't want them basically trying to fiddle with the lock, so it's an actual lock that needs a specific key. So you could probably check the oh yeah, Elma, they are all you're all level 6.
Thanks, I haven't been here in a while, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, it's okay. So you could probably surmise that maybe the individual that was in the tent might have a key, so you could try looting them.
Who's a better investigation, me or you, Adrian? I only have one.
From the time that we've spent together, I have a +0 to. You know that I am not good at investigating, but I am better at looking, so perceiving.
Perception?
Yeah.
Well, you can try that. Do you want assistance?
Sure. Perception. Yeah. An 11.
Okay. You managed to see that on one of the dead bandits is a key strictly around his neck.
Okay. He will pull the key off, just basically snapping the rope around the neck and tying it out on the locks.
It's a perfect fit.
Okay. He'll unlock the doors. You lock your cages in. Do you know where? Did any of you have any items that they took from you?
Probably
Right.
At this time, the silver platinum-haired woman chimes in and says, "All of our stolen stuff is on the side over there by the cages over there." As she points, as she then says, "Mind tossing me that key?"
Yeah. He'll give them the key.
Yeah. So the woman takes it and begins to unlock, and you see she unlocks the cages where there are some children, some women, men as well, basically, and you could tell that they're a bit unique. Some have fair skin, some have tan skin, but the one thing that is a common interest is their hair. It's silver platinum, their hair. Like some are brighter than others, some are darker than others, but it's still the same color hue.
Okay. So they're. It has been a while since I've seen hair this color. He says to them.
And everybody kind of looks at you suspiciously, like, because the ones that are coming out of the cages, but the woman just kind of walks up and says, "Yeah, so."
Sorry, are they Elvish or are they just
They appear to be human, but you can see that there are mixes of half-elf origins within them.
Okay.
It's uncommon for people of your age to have silver hair in such quantity.
We know. I mean, no hostility or.
Is this Layla speaking that?
Yes, now it's Layla speaking.
Okay. The woman kind of turns to you and then says, Well, I must say I never encountered a tiefling in these parts. After all, your kind mostly stick to the shadows and to the deserts of your cities, she says in a
Our
conceited tone.
yes, our nice, beautiful cities. Some considered the top of the world. Meanwhile, where do you live? A backwaters of this new continent, undeveloped in the rough.
You could tell that she uh, kind of like shows her piece, and she then says, "Well, this is actually an island, and we chose to settle here to get away from the fighting between Firom and Yared," she says in a very harsh tone, and says, "In fact, why don't you just kindly deliver the message to the Duchess that we're safe, and we could just go back to our estate and be free? Because frankly, I really want to be done with this." And you could tell that she is visibly very upset and just wanting to get out of here. She doesn't want to do anything with you if you are, like, say, aligned with the Duchess.
I have my suspicions of the Duchess, but what's your bone to pick? Since I'm already on your bad side, it wouldn't hurt to ask.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage because she really doesn't like you.
Yes.
Okay, 10. She kind of looks at you. Let's just say me and her have some history. Let's just leave it like that.
History.
She
Fascinating.
says as she gets her weapons and gear and begins to escort her people out of the tent, and then says, "Here." She takes a scrap of paper, writes something on it, folds it, and just hands it to Adrian, and then says, "Deliver this to the Duchess. She'll know that we're fine," and walks out. And from everybody's point of view that are outside of the tent, you see a large group, maybe about 30 or so people, leaving as a tan bronze woman with silver platinum hair, human, escorting them out and heading into the forest.
You know, I kind of like that girl. But either way, let's wake up our other friend. I might as well describe Layla's what she looks like. She is a tiefling with pale skin, amber color eyes, and horns, wearing a black dress. Pretty much very similar to the picture you probably can see. Goes up to our orc friend. Let's wake him up. Minor illusion, a dying horse sound.
Otis, you hear a dying horse sound. Do you wake up from this?
It is very terrible.
Grumbles. Well, he's still asleep. He grumbles. In the orcish.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try again with a much louder sound of an explosion.
Okay, so you do an explosion?
Yes.
Okay, Otis, you hear an explosion. Do you wake up?
Yes. Is there when he sees them, is there's open space near them
I
by?
would say yes, Adrian. You kind of one-shotted a lot of some of those bandits. So yes, I would say maybe a quarter of you is covered in blood.
Oh, that was a whisper, but no worries.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Otis immediately looks, creates a echo, and teleports outside of the cage.
Okay, wait. Repeat that. You do what?
create an echo behind them and just switch places with the echo.
Okay.
Pretty much.
In the split second, you see this orc
Ooh.
wake up, and then vanishes from the cage. You see what appears to be a exact copy of the orc, but with dark skin and kind of like a ghostly type visage. And so yeah, he is out of your sight. You just see this. But I guess in the point of views of how you're standing, you then see him teleport behind you.
And just kind of puke.
Oh.
And
Hold on. Oh.
Goes on his knees and just feels tired. Like
Dang.
he's just drained.
okay. So
You could have done that any time. But you decided now. Whatever.
yeah,
Have a
I would
name.
say maybe your boots and maybe a bit of the bottom of your dress, Layla, is kind of like
Yes.
slightly covered in puke.
Infuriated. Infuriated. Do I? No, I don't have prestidigitation. Anger. Anger. How do I deal with this?
Let me get that for you.
Punish.
Adrian Prestidigation's the barf off of you.
Thank you, Adrian.
Is
I was
that-
about
is
to
that part of your
punishment.
high elf thing, or is that part of your warlocks?
That's part of my warlock stuff.
Okay, just asking.
Oh, good. I was about to
Impressive.
My high elf thing is my message spell.
Right.
My message cantrip. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as that's happening, after he does that, he starts cleaning the blood off of himself for his prestidigitation.
Mm-hmm.
Just put a 1 foot cube at a time.
Yep. So Otis, you just finished puking. You're on your knees, exhausted. You look up and you see Adrian, you see Layla, and you see, I would presume that Cav is out of his cage and unchained in this position.
Yes.
Okay, so you see your fellow captor, the person that was captured alongside you for maybe, I would say maybe a couple of days, as, you know, so yeah. You guys are free. What are you going to do?
Like, shakily gets up, just because he's still suffering from whatever drug they put him in.
Say that again?
It's whatever he's like getting up shakily because whatever drug they gave him was meant to keep him down.
Yeah.
Like, he just says, "Who are you guys?" in Orcish.
Does anyone speak Orcish?
I don't.
Nope.
Actually, didn't you say Cav?
Someone does speak British.
No. I speak Common and Giant.
Ah.
Does-
Oh wait, never mind. I don't speak British. It's the other way. Okay.
So no one understands you.
Language barrier. Fun.
What was that?
Oh, you do speak common.
And you speak common? Adrian asks in common. Or Elvish? He says that in an Elvish. Or perhaps Dwarven? Again, he says that in the respective language.
You speak Giant?
You say that in Giant, Cav?
Yep.
Okay, so, Otis, you hear Cav say, "Do you speak giant in giant?" Which you do know giant.
Or this just shakes his head, yes.
You were right.
And he says yes in giant.
I think our saviors want to know how you're doing too.
Like he almost looks annoyed for a second, and then he just says, "I feel lost. I don't feel well at all."
Considering you were tied up. Oh wait, that's right. I can't hear. Can't understand. Didn't you?
Is this outside? Currently, or still in the tent?
Inside tent.
So they're
Never
inside
mind.
the tent still. Emma, as you're doing a patrol, could I ask you to make a perception check?
Sure.
You have advantage. 19. Okay. With the 19, the only thing that you took notice as you were making your patrol was the group of 30 or so people leaving, and basically nothing else of interest is occurring. Basically, you kind of removed the current threat within the vicinity of the area that you are in.
Interesting. Well, okay. If I see this group of people leaving,
Yeah.
and my friends not coming out of the tent yet, I will
Yep.
go into the tent.
Okay, you go into the tent and you see a Goliath and a full orc, basically on his knees. You can see some puke dripping from his lower lips and all of that. And yeah, that's what you see.
Well, this is awkward. What you guys see in return is you both immediately recognize someone kindred to you. Because, in effect, you see what would be the result of a half-born between a Goliath and an orc. So there's the gray stony skin of the Goliaths, the smaller than a full orc, but still noticeable tusk. Red war paint surrounding the eyes. Notably, one of their arms appears to be made of wood, but
No.
flexible. Sorry,
so-
wrapped with roots. Wrapped with roots. Yes. There we go. Completely from like shoulder to
Fingers.
fist, I guess. Yeah. Then you take a moment and go. Are you with the slaves? Are they part of the people we rescued? And he's Emma's turning to Nail and Adrian now.
Nail is not in the tent. Layla.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
Adrian
whoever
in
is
the tent. Nail
Layla
is still
and
outside. I don't know what Nail
Yeah.
is doing. Nail, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go through all the bodies and see what stuff they have on them.
Okay,
See if anything's worth anything.
Roll me an investigation, and I'll compile what you find as the conversation is going on. 12? Okay. So, the conversation continues.
Okay. Well, in that case, I would ask Layla and Adrian whether or not these are
Is
new
this guy
arrivals or.
dead or unconscious?
He's tied up.
Okay, tied up. Thank you. Just needing to know.
Yeah. Yeah, the captain was the only one that got tied up.
So eventually you will go into the tent to see the bandits and loot them, correct? At some point? Nail?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, just asking. Because I'm just doing calculation.
Um, okay, so I suppose that there's a similar scene of repeating. Do you speak giant? In giant to the Goliath, presumably?
Goliath
do.
and the orc, yeah.
Oh, very well. Nice to meet you. My name is Emma. Were you part of the group that we rescued?
It would appear so. You may call me You may call me. Yes, you may call me Carve.
Ah.
Yes.
Our name is Adrian.
This is
Pleasure.
Adrian. Layla, the elf you may have met earlier, is Nail. Do you have any idea of why you were captured?
Do I have any idea of why I was captured?
So let me just go over this. I'm just gonna go over and say, Nail, you find what appears to be in total 66 pieces of gold, and among two of the captains, so this guy and the one that you tied up and restrained, they
Excuse me.
both have basically coordinates of stuff saying. One has a map with a set of coordinates and locations, and the other is basically a document signifying a purchase for workers and manual labors from a region that is close to Mount Rich.
Okay, so 66 gold, one map of locations, and one document for staff.
Like a purchase of sale, basically, of wanting to buy slaves, so buying people for manual labor.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
One.
So starting off with Cav, you do remember washing up on familiar shores. As you ventured into the woods, I would say I would go to the map and show you where you kind of washed up. You kind of like washed up, kind of like around here, Cav. You kind of like washed up around here, and you kind of like made your way to like the thick woods until you were probably knocked out and probably overrun by some individuals, and the last thing you remember is basically waking up to violence and to gore happening outside, and that's when you saw the group. As for Otis, you arrived at Viking's Landing, which was basically a kind of like forward landing spot, basically to start a raid. You basically arrived here with another group of mercenaries called the Darkened Helms. And they were a field and respected clan of Vikings who was hired as extra muscle. You arrived with them. However, they were among some people that were not able to escape from that vision that your friend told you about. Those that did escape alongside with you was basically caught by a familiar group of individuals that captured you, and you were all separated and you were put into a deep sleep because you were fighting basically to protect your friends, and you were knocked out unconscious very with a powerful what's the word, sleep thought, but like what's a type of
Sleeping agent?
sleeping
Poison?
agent, yes, sleeping agent. So you don't remember much, but the one thing you can tell was this was like about your capture was about maybe 6 like weeks ago by your standards. So you were about like unconscious for about or so 6 weeks. So yeah. That's what you guys remember most of all.
Okay. No, I have no idea why I'm here.
Otis just nods his head and I'm like, no. Because he has no idea.
Otis does
Well,
know
let us-
common, right? He does know common.
Yeah, he's just not talking to everyone because he doesn't trust them.
Okay, makes sense.
Right, well, let us get you your stuff back, and then you are free to, go, be upon your merry way, as well, unless you have some other, objective.
So, Otis and Cab, you see your weapons, like gear, basically stored away, so you could get that and re-equip yourselves. So, yeah.
Yep. Ah, marvelous. I go and get my stuff. Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
so,
I get my short sword, 2 hand axes, and 4 javelins, and then I pull out a pair, and then I also get a pair of well-made metal gauntlets. And I say to them, "Hello, old friends," and I put them on. Before I put them on, obviously. Yeah.
The gauntlets?
Yep.
Okay.
Ortis looks in, grabs all of his stuff, his swords and weapons, and he looks for it, and then he finds a alchemy jug with a blue marking and a red handprint.
Ooh.
And it says in Orcish, water, and begins like fresh water and just opens up and starts drinking.
right, so, back to the
That's fine.
topic at hand.
I forgot I was muted. Forgot to mention that there's also a ghost in the tent as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you guys see this undead visage of a, I guess a samurai, if you want.
Yeah, ghostly samurai. Yeah.
Kind of like just like it just looks at you and then like kind of like tilts its head, like jerks it a bit to the side, and basically just looks at you and like this makes a sound.
I apologize. I have power over someone dead to summon them to my aid. He says and dismisses it, and it disappears.
Yep, it is now disappeared. I am seeing that.
Believe me, that never gets less creepy.
Good to know.
It just blinks. Like,
I would say that at this point, Shala joins into the tent, and you see, so if you go to game chat and you, I guess, go to pinned messages, you'll come to a picture with the word Shala. This is their current NPC companion, who's a wizard.
So
Okay.
oh, great introductions. This is Shala. They have helped us with many of our quests. The more and Emma just waves their fingers to indicate magic variety.
Shara kind of like looks at Cav and Otis and just gives a slight head bow and just says greetings.
I'll return the bow and say greetings.
Otis just nods his head.
Shala then says, "So, with this, does this mean we managed to safely secure and help those who were captured?" Shala asks the group.
Pretty much.
Should we return back to our due course on heading to Ravenspire?
We shall indeed. This seemed to be an interesting. What do you call it? Detour. Yes.
Indeed.
This turned out to be an interesting detour.
It was good fun while it lasted.
I
Enjoyed
suppose
turning
it
bandits into
depends.
icicles.
What?
Enjoyed turning few bandits into icicles, remember?
Yes. And what did Irma say? Irma, what were you saying?
Right. I suppose it depends on the details of our assignment, right? Because technically we have not secured them safely to their destination. We have simply released them from captivity. So are we tasked with bringing them back to the city, or?
I don't know, Shala said. By the messengers stated just to help them and secure them, as in basically make sure that the area was secure and make sure that they could travel back. I mean, that's what the message said. I don't know because I don't know what the Duchess is implying in this situation.
We saved them. I'm not entirely sure they want us to escort them home. If they even know where to go. Are they still within walking distance from us?
From the point of you guys having a conversation, which probably maybe take an hour, maybe an hour and a half, they are out of earshot and out of sight.
Yeah, at this rate, it's kind of too late. They're on their own. And they seem to be very recluse people. Probably best to leave them be now.
Very well, very well.
I am curious on why they wanted to capture them. Besides being workforce slaves and playthings, they seem to be a fairly odd bunch to just be the normal slaves.
Indeed. Especially their commonality, from what I can tell, is that they all have silver hair.
Platinum hair.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes, these men are despicable. Many of them probably deserve fates worse than death as well.
You still have the one restrained captain.
Yes.
Who is watching the captain, by the way? Everybody's in the tent, so who's watching him?
The Earth Elemental.
Doesn't that last for a couple
An
of
hour?
Yeah, so an hour and a half. Poof, gone.
Oh, well, it wouldn't have taken me an hour to search everyone, so I guess I'll watch him.
Are you able?
So you exit the tent and now you're watching the guy.
Yeah.
Are you able to cast or ritual cast detect magic?
Yes, I
Just,
could.
do
But
something.
Yeah, I forgot if you were able to.
Let me just do something real quick because probably took you an hour. And under that, I just wanna see if this would make sense. So yeah, there's nothing I can do for that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, guy's still restrained.
There should be some captured bandits outside. I cast a spell to make them incapacitated.
You know what? I feel like having some fun. I'm gonna go torture our captain. The captain here.
Okay, so does everybody leave the tent or are they gonna stay within the tent? Some to
Yeah,
search the tent.
Agent will.
Yep.
I think this is gonna follow her.
Oh, this is gonna follow Layla? Okay, this ought to be fun. What does Cav do as well?
I'm just gonna go walk out the tent and do some stretches.
Okay, okay.
Make sure my body's working properly.
Okay, so you guys
Is there anything else in this tent?
make a perception or an investigation check.
All right.
Oh, this is perception.
24.
Yeah, you're making
Yep.
perception, right? Okay, with the nat 20. Okay, with the nat 20, you see a table.
Advantage.
Yeah, you see a
Yes.
table on the side, and on the table you see a lot of documents. As you go through the documents, you see a purchase order, and you see a seal, kind of like a noble seal, and I don't know if you recognize it, because I don't know if you were with the group at that time, so I would say you don't recognize it. But the seal.
But it's a wax seal, right?
Yeah, it's a
Indicative
wax
of
seal
some.
basically stamped on the thing, on the paper.
Right. So
basically.
I would assume that it's important.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
I would
the
like.
The seal has the symbol of basically of a coin, and basically being of a coin, and on the coin is a mountain.
Point important.
And you see the name of the person who requested a purchase is by the name of Lord Heckmeyer. Heckmeyer. So
So this is a sealed letter, or is it a sealed pouch with the money inside?
it's a parchment,
Hmm.
and it's basically like a contract, basically, with the
Oh
signature.
no, I understand what you're telling me. I'm trying to determine, how much of it I can see without breaking the seal.
No, it's unfurled. It's unfurled.
Oh, it is unfurled.
It's
Okay.
like a scroll and
It's
has
not
the.
a scroll. I would say it would be a scroll. You just see a parchment. So parchment means it's an open paper.
Got it. Okay. In that case, I would like to take that and go outside and be like, hey, by the way, if you're all interested, I know you're kind of busy disemboweling that person right there.
They didn't. They didn't.
No, but this is an assumption at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
So you
um,
see the purchase orders for slaves for a Lord Helmer, and it's the symbol, um, crest symbol of a coin, and on the coin a mountain.
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 Yeah, so I would say to everyone, hey, by the way, if you're interested, this is the person that bought you. Specifically, I'm looking to the two of them, I guess, and the rest of the party that's leaving.
Yeah. So do you show it to the group?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Adrian, Nail, and I'm thinking maybe even Layla. You recognize this seal, the symbol for the guy who rules over the territory where Mount Witch is.
Ah, the man who's the place where shady things are currently happening in
Yes,
that we may look
Lord
into.
Helmer.
Right.
Wow.
Adrian shows the the sealed letter to the captain. What is your deal with this person?
The guy says nothing as he stays silent and turns his head away.
Hmm. Not feeling talkative. How much health do you think he has left? You think I don't want to kill him
I would
immediately.
say, since you guys restrain him, and I don't think you guys did damage to him, he's at full health, I think. He's at full
Yeah,
health.
he's perfectly fine. Yeah.
Oh, fine. Guess what's happening next?
Oh boy.
Sliver of mine as he hears the.
Okay, I need to make a saving throw.
Yes.
20 plus. What is this guy's intelligence? Oh boy, this is gonna end badly for him. Boy. Okay. Fails. So, he takes 7 psychic damage.
Psychic damage, yes.
And
Is it.
what does Mind Sliver do exactly?
Yeah, what's the spell description? I don't think that works. No.
God damn, hold on. I'll read it out to you. I have it. What? Oh.
There we go. Okay, so you drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of the creature you sees in range. Okay, that. In the next saving throw. And subtract a 1d4 from the next saving throw. It makes before the end. Oh, okay. So he feels like a sharp pain in his head, like, ah!
Then telepathic speech. I tell him, speak, or it'll only get worse.
He just says nothing as he kind of like looks at the group and just spits. He doesn't aim for anybody, he just spits and grunts, remaining silent.
Okay. Oris is going to see if he's mute. So he's going to start grabbing at his mouth and opening it.
You're trying to see if this guy is mute?
Yeah.
Make a...
In essence, if he still has his tongue.
Okay, so you open his mouth, I guess. You see he still has his tongue. And if you are trying to discern medically if he can't talk, make a medicine check. 17. This guy is not mute, he can talk, but he's choosing not to talk.
Okay.
guys gonna do? Layla's currently away right now, so I'm letting the others have some fun.
Adrian said, Adrian will say, "You saw what I did with this sword to your crew." As he will bring the flaming sword close to his face, or trying to be intimidating.
Okay.
Can I roll intimidation?
Okay. What are you gonna say for your intimidation?
I just said, "You've seen what I'm capable of doing with this tool, with this sword of mine,
Okay. But
to your crew,
what are you asking him to divulge? Like what information?
answer our questions."
Okay. Roll for intimidation. 17.
Do I have advantage since I have a flaming sword close to his face, or no?
I mean, this guy's probably been tortured before, for like interrogated before, so like he's a veteran when it comes to this, so he's not gonna break that easily. But it depends on the insight that I do for him. No, he rolled the same as you, so he is not intimidated by you. All he does is like just he scowls at you. He scowls at you, and then curses something in human, and it's basically like he curses at you.
Okay. Otis grabs some rope and begins tying his legs so that you can like drag him around.
Okay. So that's what you're gonna do? You're
Yep.
gonna drag him along the ground until he decides to talk?
He's gonna drive him towards a tree, and he's gonna my echo, throw the rope to the echo, and then basically hang it up like a piñata.
Oh, okay. Okay, what tree do you hang him by?
I guess. Which one's the biggest?
They're all the same length of tree.
So I guess this one nearby?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's...
This one.
No, that's kind of like a small tree or bush. A
Oh,
tree
okay.
is like this. So yeah, so tied and everything. What happens now?
He punches them in the wall balls.
In the balls?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing this to hurt him, like actual do damage, or?
He wants them to feel pain.
Okay, so roll for an attack and roll for damage. And since this guy still has his armor on, yeah, he still has his armor on. He was not removed of his armor, so he still has his armor.
Do you have a jock strap though?
Okay, I'm gonna roll 20. I'm gonna go to advanced rolls. Oh, my strength is plus. Yeah, it's plus 3.
Okay, so Layla, what you're missing is Otis basically is hanging this guy like a piñata and is about to like punch him for information.
Clap as I walk towards him. He seems fine.
Whoa, natural one. You somehow miss his balls and hit your balls instead.
No, I would say you miss and you just punch the tree.
Okay, how much damage do I do to the tree? Roll d4?
Roll a d4 for me.
Usually it's 1 plus your strength, I think.
Yeah, it's 1 plus your strength.
Unless you're a monk or have the fight.
So yeah, what's your strength?
Unarmed.
My strength is a 16.
The plus, like, is it a +2, +3?
+3.
+3. Okay, so 4. So you punch it, you hurt your hand, and you just take 2 points of damage to your fist. This is a very strong oak tree. And the guy that's tied up, he can like he kind of like chuckles at your stupidity for trying to hit him like that.
He meant to do that. He meant to try to scare you, Major says.
Okay, then he just slaps him in the face.
Okay. Seeing that you're not physically hurting him, so yeah, the slap hit. You slap him like, and he just says, "You hit like my mother."
And then he gives him a kiss just to see how he reacts.
you kiss
Okay.
him? Okay. I have to ask: do you kiss him on the lips or do you kiss him on the cheek? What?
Lips.
On the lips. Okay. You go in and he's like trying to squirm away. So like he's moving around trying to avoid you. Are you going to try to restrain his head so you could do the kiss?
Yeah.
Okay, make a strength check against, I guess, his dexterity to see if he could dexterously avoid being kissed. This is so bullshit. I love it.
Okay, general athletics or just mere strength?
Athletics. You could go athletics or like a basic strength check. Okay, 9. Okay. He manages to avoid you trying to hold him as much as you're trying to kiss. You miss. You miss a couple of times trying to kiss him. It's just like, stop it, you filthy orc.
This is going nowhere. This is going nowhere. Might as well use my spells, I guess. Adrian says, he will cast, suggestion lasts longer.
You're gonna
cast
cast
it.
suggestion?
Yes, he'll say, you want to live and see another day, so you'll answer all our questions truthfully.
Okay, this is a spell DC save, yes?
Yes,
And it's
wisdom, yeah, DC 18.
Fails. He is charmed and is under your suggestion.
Okay. So he'll answer all of our questions truthfully for up to 8 hours.
As long as you keep concentrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you ask your prisoner?
Downtown. What was your relation?
Okay, like people are talking, so like one at a time. Who wants to say something?
You can go ahead, Emma. Yeah.
Emma.
Oh, I was just going to remind everyone that I believe this sort of magic only works if you don't harm them. So perhaps we should put him on the ground.
He's restrained as a pinata, so he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, Adrian, you were going to ask him something?
Tell me, what's your relation with with the people of this, symbol? He shows the
contract paper with the symbol stamped on it. He says, nothing. They're just business opportunists, and we are just people trying to earn a buck. We made contact saying that we have some individuals for sale, and this guy was eager to get replacements. When we told him that we had promising subjects, he was more than willing to pay in advance.
You know why he wanted these people?
Hell if I know. This guy's in charge of mining on Ventar Haven. Maybe he lost some people due to a cave-in or something. Maybe he wanted some extra muscle or something else. I know he personally gets the strong, but I don't know. He specifically asked for people that was in this region, and he asked for these individuals by name.
Does he know? And who is this person that asked you this?
The person who asked us to get these people is Lord Helmer himself, in charge of the Merchants Guild in his region.
Does he know your name and what you look like?
I've only met with him by word of mouth, by someone standing in as messenger. He has not met me at all.
Good. But, so he does know your name now.
He knows that I am Markham. That is all.
Let's Panamize, like money. So he's trying to ask him, how much money was he paid?
So you're asking him in common?
No, he's panamizing.
As in, you're doing the emote, saying, rubbing your fingers as money?
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't understand that. He just understands that you're doing that for money, and he says, I don't have any money on me.
Going back again. Did he actually give any information, or?
Yeah, he's giving me information. Basically, he was hired by Lord Helmer, the person in charge of the region where Mount Witch is.
Do you know any more about his activities in the mountain? Like, how large is his operation? Was he collecting these people specifically, or were they just unfortunate timing for them?
So he said that they asked for these for the silver platinum hair individuals specifically, but the slavers and kidnappers got lucky when they found a Goliath and an orc and was willing to sell that for extra labor if he needed it, and he offered more money up front for that as well as an extra. And Otis is rubbing his fingers, basically trying to inquire how much money, but the guy doesn't understand because he thinks that the orc is asking if he has any money on him.
Adrian will then ask, then take out the book of still images and touch him with it, taking his picture.
Of your captive?
Yeah, and mark him.
Okay. You have.
And then he writes his name above it.
Welcome.
Yeah. I'll be taking your armor. I promise you no harm.
Alright. He's still restrained, so how you guys gonna let him down gently, and then like untie him, and then remove his armor and all of that?
We don't need to untie him to take his armor off, I don't think.
He is wearing.
Actually, yeah, we probably do. What?
Yeah.
Is he wearing?
Yeah, he is wearing armor. He's still wearing armor. You guys removed his weapons, but not.
Yeah.
his
No.
armor.
What? Yeah. What armor is he wearing?
Studded leather.
Okay. You're a crew and you have a uniform, or you swear whatever.
You're asking if he has a uniform?
Yeah. like his crew?
The only thing that they currently identify as themselves is basically by their capes and masks, and it's basically with a symbol that just shows basically an arm, basically holding up what appears to be shackles.
Okay. He will take his cape and his mask then
Okay.
instead of his armor. And put it in the bag of holding.
Okay, so do you take his armor or just cape and mask?
Just the cape and mask.
Okay. And you put it in the
Um.
bag of holding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I say. He says the party. I will say we keep these. This stuff in order to maybe trick the Lord. I have gotten better at the art of disguise. I'm pretending to be somebody else that I'm not.
Is slavery illegal in this lands, or is it just?
It's
I forget.
slavery. What do you expect?
I know, but
Well,
who knows?
But there's
well,
many
yeah.
different point of views on slavery, so.
Well, slavery used to be legal, but it doesn't really answer your question.
So okay, so basically there is slavery, but there's like a type of pact between Yarin and Firam. So basically they can't do slavery among their people, as in, oh hey, we captured someone from your country, we're gonna turn them into slaves. They can't do that. So Gunkar and probably maybe some people who are native to Ventar Haven, they are not protected by the same agreement. But just because like these guys agreed to this doesn't mean that everybody's gonna have the same point of view. So slavery among Yoren and Firam is illegal.
When did you, Adrian will say to Marcon, when did you plan to meet with Lord Helm?
I said as soon as we got enough people to help transport these slaves. That's all. I said an estimation could be at least maybe 2 weeks or so. I then said it would depend on the cost, and he says he would pay anything to get these people.
He knows specifically why he was interested in them.
You
Yeah.
guys are asking why is he specifically interested in these people?
No, asking if he knows why the Lord Helm was specifically interested in them. Helmer was specifically interested in the silver-haired people. It sounds a little bit more than slavery.
So you ask him this, he says, I don't know. They're protected under the like ladyship of the Duchess. They're like specially granted land within her region. And he says that apparently from what we could tell by rumors, they are actually physically stronger and physically attractive than regular people.
Arguably, but either way.
But that's all I know. I don't know anything about them. What we had to do was we basically needed to basically sabotage and sneak attack them in order to fire them. We didn't want to attack them head on and risk being killed. It was amazing that we were actually able to capture at least 30 people.
Hmm. How many are there?
I would say an entire township, village or so, filled with at least a lot of people. I don't know the exact numbers, but maybe 1,000 or so.
Hmm. What direction is? I mean, where is this town?
He tries to show basically northwest. So basically kind of like around here. He's basically telling you, but like in the physical location, it's somewhere around here. Did you get that?
All right then. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? I think we got most of what we wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, do you have any questions? Cab, do you have any questions? Otis, do you have any questions? Because I don't know what you guys are gonna plan to do with this guy. So ask your questions now before you guys decide to, I don't know, whatever you're gonna do with him.
No, I'm good.
Otis asks to translate. Asks Marcy.
Cav.
Oh, Cav is my character. Yeah.
Yeah. Asks Cav
Yes.
to translate, and he asks basically how much was he paid to capture us?
Yes. How much were you paid
To capture
to capture us? Yes.
To capture the Silver Hill people, we were offered about 50 platinum. For the Goliath and the Orc, we were awarded a 10 platinum bonus.
Ooh. Wow. I feel undervalued.
Where's your base of operation?
He says, "Oh, we have different, I guess, locations along the island. This was just like a move and like a hunt and moving type of operation here for like a small coinage. The main operations, so those are a bit different, and those are actually a bit unknown to us. We only get it delivered by townships or like among the road checkpoints that we use for information sharing."
You sure there is no middleman that we could talk to?
I do know that there was a man who, know of someone, but, what is his name? He, kind of like tries to remember. I know they kind of like handle most of the, secrets and information gathering for our bandit crews along the island. This guy's the leader of the Enigmas.
Oh.
Comer something. You guys who decided to take that bounty, you still have the scroll of it,
Yeah.
and it's for the bandit leader Enigma, the Enigma's leader Homer Vahana, who is worth 100,000 gold pieces, wanted dead or alive.
All in the north. Well, good thing we're heading that direction.
Do you know of this man named called the Captain? He has a shadowy arm.
As you mentioned that, he kind of like he goes silent, and as he tries to answer, nothing comes out. His voice is gone. He thinks he's saying what he's saying, but to him, he doesn't know that he's being silenced.
Detect thought.
Okay, are you trying to detect his surface thoughts or delve
His
deeper?
deeper thoughts. I need to know what he's saying.
Well, this guy's not exactly resisting, but I need you to make a wisdom check at disadvantage, because whatever is silencing him is not him. So you're basically trying to tangle with whatever entity is silencing him. So make a wisdom check. Okay, you failed. You can't delve deeper into his thoughts. It's like basically someone's blocking entry into his mind to reveal anything of value about this captain.
Can I tell that there's a foreign presence blocking me?
Yes, you could tell from your failure that something foreign is blocking you, and you could tell that it's familiar to your power.
Oh. Interesting. Wait, can I roll Arcana to know familiar how? Like there's one or two options here. Which one is it?
Do you want to make I guess, is it an intelligence or wisdom check to discern?
I'll say an Arcana check.
Okay, make an Arcana check. 19. Okay, you recognize this power to be of the entity that you questioned with earlier, to be known as Mother.
Oh. Okay, demonic energy. I tell the group, okay, slight headache. Bad news. He's obviously been hexed. He's cursed. He can't tell us the actual truth, and I can't enter his mind. He's being blocked by a very powerful source. Most likely this captain fellow you spoke of.
This he's proving to be quite dangerous, this captain. I've almost killed him multiple times already, but he's managed to escape.
Let's see if he can write it down. I hand him a piece of paper. He's just write it down.
His hands are tied and he's upside down.
Ah,
I'll put it back on the ground so I can write properly.
Oh, God damn it. Well, okay, there's very obtuse ways we can do this, but I'm not gonna spend here all day trying to get him to speak, to try to weasel around this obstacle.
We can show him a map and maybe he can write down the location, draw a circle on the location. We can try.
I could. I was about to pull out a full alphabet and play hot and cold with the letters to see if we can get him to spell it out.
No, that
Gonna
spelling out
Ouija
the
board
map would
him?
be a lot easier.
Yeah, so let's try the map.
how is he going to point to it? He's still restrained.
That's a good point.
This tongue.
We point to it and he nods
Okay.
or
No.
shakes his head.
That would be kind of like hard. I do know that I gave you guys locations to look at. The green circles are basically supposed bandit hideouts of secret ports. So
Yeah, we'll point at these places first, and
okay, which one do you point
this one.
at?
This one
Try the
first.
nearest one.
Okay, as you look, he kind of like gives a shake of his head, no.
Okay, we point to this one.
That one he gives a slight, as he's about to do something, he basically jerks and then shakes his head no.
For psychology.
Wait a minute.
Okay, get an insight. Well, who has a better insight? Who has at least a good insight?
Basically, you're trying to discern if this is the location where the captain is, basically. That's what you're trying to figure out?
Yes.
Okay. Does Otis have insight advantage, or...
He has proficiency.
Okay, so, 10 and 8. Okay.
Would he be, You said he was blocked, right?
Yes. You can't say anything, but, basically, something is also...
He was able.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was able to respond to this one, so that means he's probably here.
Yes, but here's the thing. I pointed at it again and I go, so this is where your captain is, right?
You point at that location, you point at this one, and you
Yep.
basically, he tries to...
I am testing to see if he creates the same response.
Okay, so, he's about to do something again, but jerks and then shakes his head no.
Then Adrian will point to this spot.
He then, shakes his head no.
Without resistance.
Without resistance.
Okay.
It looks
I
like
think
we have
where he is.
Where he is.
Yes.
I'm a little surprised, though.
My patron,
Yes.
though, warned me that I'm not ready to fight him.
Wait, it makes sense, though. Okay, were you going to get a boat? Because if this is the bandit camp, right, down here, then the easiest location to go be out to Patton Port, then out again.
Yes, but we also expected to go somewhere else on land.
So, okay, what are you asking?
Oh, I'm not asking anything. I just concluded. Well, I guess I will ask. Do you have companions in Attenport to facilitate the transfer of these slaves? Yeah.
He then says yes.
Right, that makes sense. Who are they?
He then says, Dock Warden Alfred and Captain, Lauren. So, Dock Warden Alfred and Captain, Lauren. Suspected. have that? In the Discord in game chat, I put down Dark Warden, Alfred, and Captain Bowen, suspected slave traffickers in the notes, so you have something.
Do you have that?
So that's what this guy tells you. Is there anything else? Guys?
Not right now.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's all of the questions you get from him. What are you gonna do with Marco?
Well, we unfortunately, I usually go with. I don't want to let him go because he's gonna tell somebody if we do.
Or
You're gonna leave him
just
here,
slowly
yes.
lets him down gently.
Well, this is up to you guys. What are you gonna do? Spare him? Kill him? Do something else?
I vote kill him.
I vote we bring him with us to the nearest town and hand him over to the authorities.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, compromise.
Since we also did promise that no harm would come.
Very well.
Actually, he promised no harm with him. Others did not make any things.
I only made a
Promises.
promise that the pain would stop, not specifically that he would live.
Okay, Oris gently lets him down and grabs his head and begins to squeeze.
My telepathic speech told him let him go.
So you feel in your mind someone speaking, telling you to let him go.
You hurt him, the spell ends, I think.
Yep. Yeah, so suggestion ends as what it says, physically trying to harm this guy.
As long as you don't deal damage to him. But so yeah, we can just bring him down and just take him to the authorities.
Pretty much. Which I think the nearest town is Ravensfire.
Yes.
And that's where we're gonna go.
You guys are gonna travel to Ravensfire and hand him over to the authorities.
Yes.
Okay.
Outside of that, I'm not sure how the Duchess plans to communicate with us so we can let her know mission complete. We saved the day. So I assume it involves skeletons again. I'm sorry, zombies.
I believe that I did say that the lady gave you a letter of sorts to tell the Duchess that, hey, they're safe and all of that.
Oh. I'll look at that letter again.
So, do you unfold it and see what
Yes.
it says?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will write to you what it says. How do I do the whisper thing again?
/W and then the name of the person you want to whisper to.
Nail? Okay, wait, is it backslash or forward slash?
Backslash.
Usually backslash, yeah.
Whisper to nail.
Wrong person.
Who's asking this?
Layla.
Oh, Layla. Sorry. Hang on. Let me check. Unrecognized command. What?
It's \W. And then a name. If you did it right, a bunch of names should appear when you start typing things.
Okay, wait. Could you
So
You
the
can
key
DM.
that's attached to the
Okay, is it the
question mark.
question mark?
Question mark W, and then space, and then you just need to type capital L. If you did it right, a bunch of names should appear below it
Do I need
for you to
a
select.
Space? Do I need to do a space or just a...
Space. You need a space. \W space. When you type the capital L for Layla, it should appear with a bunch of
It
names.
doesn't. It doesn't show. That's odd.
Or just type her name in.
So confusing. What the hell? W and then L.
Space, then L.
Yeah, which I did. Capital W or regular W?
Regular W.
Okay, that makes sense. There we go. Now it makes sense. I put capitals. Okay.
Blue?
Yeah, I'm typing it.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Oof. Quite an angry one. But can relate. Close the letter again. Very well. We should pack our things and start
Yeah.
the Ravens.
Oh, well, including the guy.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
me.
You can put them with the luggage.
Yes. The luggage.
Okay, so since Otis did physically try to harm him, the suggestion spell is done.
No, he didn't take any damage.
Oh.
It specifies if he takes damage, then
Okay.
the spell ends.
Okay, because I thought he was like squishing his head to the point of trying to burst it, which would be basically him trying to damage him.
Yes, but then we stopped him.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, if he did try to damage him, it doesn't matter if we stopped him or not.
Either way, if he tries to run away, we kill him. We'll just keep him for now.
So what are you guys planning to do now?
We put him in the trunk and keep an eye on him as we ride to Ravenspire.
As
Yep.
you guys are traveling to Ravensfire, okay.
Why not?
And is everybody else coming with you?
Turn to the orc and
Yep.
our two new companions and ask, do they want to tag along?
Well, it seems I am in your debt, and I do always pay what is owed. So, if you need someone to crack some skulls, I am available.
Considering that we will most likely be sent out after these, the hub of this network, right? We will certainly need someone of the skull cracking variety.
Willa claps her hands. Wow, lovely, I always wanted servants. Alley-ho then.
If that makes you feel better to think that,
Whisper and John.
that's fine with me.
They're quite an eccentric group, but you start to realize that it's mostly enough.
I see.
Okay. Otis?
Yeah, it just follows them.
So you guys want to protect. Yeah, I'm trying to go move that since you guys don't need it anymore. So you guys travel back to the main road. You get into your PMSSC and you drive off.
Yeah, Adrian will drive the cart as always.
Okay.
Yep, and don't freak out the fact the cart has no horses. It self-drives.
Well, how it self-drives is it summons a magical, basically familiar steed of, like, celestial or demonic.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, if you
Gorn.
guys want a idea of what the thing kind of looks like, go to game chat, just scroll up until you get to where it says PMSSC, and you should see a cart with horses and all of that. This is what the thing looks like.
Okay.
Yep. It's a magic item that I own just for education.
So does it like grow in size or
Yes,
just?
it's called a portable, so as in you could say the magic word to basically shrink it or enlarge it. And you could just pocket it and just have it on the go.
Well, will horses fit in the carriage, or will we have to ride on top?
No, the horses are basically driving it.
I know. I said, will he fit in?
Yes, you could fit into the carriage, or you could ride on the thing where the reins are for the horses.
I guess Ordis goes inside the carriage.
Yeah, I'll ride inside.
Okay. So you guys.
So, yeah, we'll just go to Ravenspire. How long will that take?
Since you guys are kind of like in the afternoon, if you guys travel and then break, and then travel again, you would reach it on the second day, probably mid-morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Every
By
night.
the way, the suggestion lasts 8 hours.
Hmm?
Suggestion lasts 8 hours. Saying the my spell lasts 8 hours. Adrian says
Yeah,
will be. He says
so
that to the party.
after a moment, the guy is like banging on the trunk, saying, "Let me out! Let me out, you pieces of shit!" Basically.
Yeah. Basically, Ordis opens it and just opens them, drags them out, and just dunks water on them, and then shakes them before throwing them back inside.
Okay.
Hmm?
I need to check. Do I have Ravenspire map at the ready? What if I do? Okay. Let me go to. Actually, is it city maps? Yeah. Okay. So let me upload. Go to. Give me a moment. Loaded. Okay. Basically, I can remove all this because I'm not gonna need it. And I could just put Ravenspire here and just. Oop. Just give me a moment to get Ravenspire map up and running.
Okay, so we'll be there by like tomorrow morning. That was the second day in the morning.
Second day, mid-morning or so. Oh geez, oh my god, okay. Make this into map layer. Alright. Let me just get to your tokens. And I'll update you guys to Ravenspire. So you guys arrive, and you guys are traveling, and you guys see a kind of like wall town city. You see a couple of
Showing your mic
buildings
again.
up here. Say that again. Oh yeah.
Try to's mic acting up.
Yeah. Try to. Your mic is acting up again.
As bad as it used to be. But
No, I'm just going to assume it's just the fan.
All right.
Got quickly turn it off.
Yeah.
It's cool enough already.
Yeah. So you guys travel, and from the point of view here, which is my GM token, which I will say part, you see some buildings over here, and you see what appears to be some guards over here, and they kind of like have their weapons, you know. And as you guys approach and get there, they ask you to stop, and then they ask to identify yourselves.
Adrian will stop the cart. And I am Adrian, along with the rest of my party. We are allies of. What? It's been a while. I'm forgetting. I'm blanking her name for some reason.
The Duchess Alexandria.
Alexandria.
We are allies of Duchess Alexandria.
And
You
as
show
you
him.
say that, they kind of like take a step back, but the guy that's questioning you, do you have proof of your so-called alliance with her or partnership?
Yeah. Didn't she give them something?
Yeah,
I forget.
a scroll of documentation saying that you are acting on behalf of her. Basically, you have the same authority as her in certain situations.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So, do you give him the scroll to check?
Yeah.
Okay, he does that. He opens it, looks at it, then looks up at you and to the probably rest of the group that are basically kind of like peering out the window, I would say, and then says, "The Duchess has a place where you could stay for the time being."
We also have a prisoner as well.
He then says,
A bandit slaver.
he then issues to two of his guardsmen to come up. Where do you have this slaver?
In the back.
And at this point they hear like, "Hey, get me out of here! Get me out of here!" I say as they see like the trunk bouncing up and down and like, I see, he says as he goes to the trunk and unlocks it, and the guy comes bumbling out and says, "Finally, I'm free!" And I should have stayed in the trunk. As he said that, as he looked at the guards, and the two guards kind of like bring him up to his feet and drag him away, and says, "Please, enjoy your stay at Ravenspire."
Is he still wet?
I would say yes. So yeah, you guys go in. You go in through the South Gate District, and the South Gate District is kind of like a large trading section of the town.
Fancy.
Okay. Yeah, we'll head in. Let's see. And where is? So we'll head to where they said we could stay at.
Yeah, basically, the Duchess offered you, if you want to stay in her estate, or to stay in an inn. And I don't know what you guys said, but
Adrian will votes for an inn.
okay. So you guys decide to go into an inn. Okay.
Other people haven't voted yet, but Adrian votes for the.
I think I would like her estate. I want someplace fancy to sleep in. I wouldn't mind rubbishing through her stuff. The rest of you?
Which is why I would like to go to the inns instead.
No. Fun.
Okay, show of votes. Who wants to stay in the inn? Who wants to take up the Duchess's offer to stay in her manor?
Adrian wants to stay in the inn.
Wants to stay in the manor. Hello? Okay, Nail wants to stay in the manor. So that's 2 for manor, because I know Layla wants to go into the manor. Flip a coin.
Yep.
In. Okay, so 2 for in, 2 for manor.
We have a tiebreaker. This is.
Yeah, Mark, Cav, and
One moment.
Otis. Yeah.
Make it more interesting.
Okay, well then I guess that means mana.
Okay, manor. Otis. Tiebreaker or continue with the thing.
Oris doesn't have a vote. He's just following you guys. He doesn't really care.
Okay, so
You stayed
manor
so
wins.
so manor.
Manor wins. You guys are gonna stay at the manor. So you guys don't know exactly where the manor is. So do you ask the guard where the manor is?
Yes.
Okay. So the guard basically tells you where the manor is, and it's in Verok district, and it is this big building over here.
Big fancy one. All right.
Yep. So he shows you that, and I am going to put in the game chat when you guys roll up to it. I'm gonna will basically show you what it looks like. With the description of it. And I would say that at this point, as you enter the town, this is kind of like a Gothic Victorian design town / city. So dark and moody, and the guards they were wearing a type of dark armor with absence of like red capes and red cloths, basically.
My type of town.
Yep. So, I wanted to pin it. Yes. So, in the game chat, you should have a pic of the manor as you guys arrive to it.
Well, she certainly has a style.
And as you enter the estate, you see that the guards there are a bit different. They have different type of armor. As they kind of have silver grayish armor with gold highlights, with red cloth as well. And you see them, and you see that they are all female, judging by their appearance and I guess body types. You can tell that they're all females. So these are different type of guards than the guards from the city / town of Ravenspire.
Okay. Adrian will say hello to the guards.
They kind of look at you and says, "May I presume that you are guests of the Duchess?"
Yes, we are. We've already met the guards at the front gates. They have directed us to the Duchess estate.
I see. This authority or a type of invitation of sorts to be here?
Yes, we are adventurers working for the Duchess.
Ah, yes. The individuals from Aten Port. The Duchess told us to expect you here in case
Yes.
you come to the manor. Please, right this way. You could store your carriage in our stable. There we go. That lost the word there. Stable.
No need. Is everybody out of the carriage already?
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Adrian will make it small.
Okay, and says, huh, fascinating. The guard says as the guard escorts you inside the manor. As you enter, you see a big entryway with twin stairs going up, and then another set of stairs from the side going up as well, basically. And you see that as you enter, you see some guards in the house as well, with some servants, and most of the servants are female as well.
Hmm.
He seems
I
to like.
wonder. Yeah, I wonder why she's so many. Wonder why there's no men here.
At this time, the guard kind of like gestures to one of the maids to come here. She whispers to the maid, and the maid then gives a slight bow and leaves. And a few moments later, the guard says, "Please sit in the waiting room. The Duchess will be down in a moment."
He is here.
Yes, she is here, but she is dealing with some paperwork.
I thought she was. Either way. We'll wait in the lobby then.
So, do you guys go into the waiting room?
I guess so.
Yes.
Yes, so it's kind of like a living room. So basically, you see a red velvet couch, this table. You see some that one of the maids come in with a tea set and offers you tea if you wish for it, or any type of refreshments.
I guess Otis would grab the tea set. Little, like, is it like a normal size tea set or like a big size? Like the teacups.
Average humanoid size, I guess.
He just grabs,
It's not fancy. It's just a regular tea set.
he grabs one of the cups and just like trying to grab it and just with big Sasha's like hand grabs like the end of it and just lifts it, checks to see if it's hot.
Yeah, it's a little hot, but not too hot, basically.
Opens his mouth and just throws it in his throat.
Swallows it?
Not like opens up your mouth and just dumps the thing in his
Basically,
maw.
jugs it all in one
Yes.
go, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So yeah, is anybody else doing anything while they are in the type of living room?
I guess he's looking around.
Yeah, I'm just looking around at everything.
So as you look around, you see that this living room has like a bookshelf of books, slight paintings, and some of the paintings depict Yarwin mountain ranges, and basically portraits of someone, and you see a portrait of the Duchess with two individuals, two females, one with black hair and with white eyes, and you see another woman, older. You see the same woman with tanned, bronze skin and silver platinum hair and gold amber eyes.
Does she look familiar, that one?
She does look familiar. This is the same woman you met that was in the slave.
Felt that there was a former relationship. Wonder what went wrong. Would love to poke at the Duchess about it, but either way, we're waiting.
So I'm talking to myself. Where is it? I'm trying to find something. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So yeah. A few moments later, you hear a ring of a bell as you see a maid, and she says, "Presenting the Duchess of Alexandria." The Duchess Alexandria. As she kind of like backs away, and you see the Duchess enter the room. To those who don't know what the Duchess looks like, if you go to pinned messages and you scroll down, you should see the Duchess of Alexandria. So she is in a black dress with flowery arrangements. She has pale skin, black brunette hair, with white irises, with light blue eyes. So yeah.
Oh, this says you dress like my cousin in Orcish.
So you say that in Orcish?
Yeah.
So as you say this, she then says, in Orcish, "Why, thank you. I hope I look beautiful just as your cousin," she says with a coy smile.
Well, well, I guess the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. He says in Orcish.
And she responds, "Well, aren't you someone who understands beauty?" She says as she takes a seat in the chair and says, "I am glad to see that you arrived here safely," she said in common, and says, "Tell me, what of the errand I asked you to do for me? Is everything alright on that?"
Oh yes, your girlfriend's fine. And her people are safe.
"She is not my girlfriend."
Sure. Hand her the letter.
She takes it and looks at it and says, "Charming as ever, that Cassandra. Thank you. I am glad to know that she is well."
Pretty angry, that one. What did you do?
"That is a personal matter."
Really?
She says in a deep tone, "Really, it is a personal matter. And I think we
I
should
look
not
back.
discuss this. Let us
Look
discuss
back
the
at the.
current situation, such as when did you decide to pick up 2 new additions to your group?
Mm. Oh, we saved them from the slavers, and we could use helping hands. They owe us a life. They owe me a life debt.
I see.
So I have 2 servants now. Loyal
Otis,
minions. I never
Otis like
could.
squints his eyes.
Mm.
We all saved them. It wasn't just you, but besides, they're free to do what they want. They're not servants.
I could tell that there's gonna be a murderous intent with Otis and Layla soon. Okay, some conflict already. I love it.
Because, as far as Laura is concerned, he believes that he could free himself. He just was drugged at the time, so he didn't think anything of it.
Yep, yep. So, so yeah, so I can interrupt. So the Duchess then says, "Then let us get down to business, then." You will be traveling to Kira to talk to the council to get as much information as we can and get as many people on our side to help fight this corruption, this infestation. You already have one vote, which is from me, but we must have the others at our backs in this situation.
Who would be the others?
The other members of the Council of Kiron.
I mean, is there a way we can earn their trust of certain individuals?
Well, we will plead our case, and if they believe that it is a worthy, just cause of urgency, they will listen. If not, they will probably want proof or insurance or a favor from you. Yeah. Mostly, I am going to be enthralled with anger if Lord Helmer decides to pull another long con, if you get my meaning.
Oh, speaking of which, we have a contract from him. He wanted slaves.
Beg your pardon?
We have the contract. He wanted your not girlfriend and her people as slaves, specifically, along with our 2 new companions.
As soon as you say that, she is drinking tea, and you visibly see that the teacup kind of like vibrates a little. Not enough to make the contents spill, but enough for a single piece of the teacup to crack and fall to the floor. And the maid sees this and immediately goes to clean up the piece and basically goes back into the corner, and you can see that there is genuine fear in the maid's eyes, and says, "I see. May I see this contract?"
Show him the contract.
She takes it, looks at it. Well, I would say this would give us prompt reason to investigate him further and possibly remove him from the council.
Yeah.
I
Is there anything else that you learned from this errand that I asked you to partake?
Let's see. He has
we've
connection.
also learned of a possible location for this powerful pirate called the Captain. He wields a shadowy arm.
I've heard reports from my informants that a individual matching that type of description has been seen gathering criminals to his side. I have someone within their ranks, but this individual is unhinged.
The man in their ranks is unhinged?
No, the individual you are looking for, my informant says that this individual is unhinged.
Oh, we already knew that.
Figured he has some connections to demonic forces. I think.
Would Oz know about this chieftain? This
I'll
captain?
quickly explain the situation where I tried to enter the mind of our
Captive?
prisoner,
Yeah.
the captive prisoner, and I was blocked by a foreign power.
So to answer, Ordust, you do recall that in your friend's vision that he said that a black fog is coming, and he said within this black fog that there was a shadowy figure leading it.
Okay. I guess he would mention it to the Duchess.
The Duchess ponders for a moment. Let's see. Did you manage to get any useful information from your prisoner besides this?
Yes. I also have a plan on how to possibly deal with this Lord Hellman.
I see.
He seems to trust these bandits to a certain degree.
Well, obviously, he was paying for them to get him. As she kind of like pauses and in
There's
a
also
tone says, "Merchandise." So I would
Also,
suppose he's interested in this.
I also learned that he does not know what any of them look like, other than that they all wear these masks and these capes. And Adrian will pull out the masks and the mask and the cape that the captain was wearing. That captain was wearing.
Yeah. And the Duchess looks and says, "Quite clever of you, Adrian. Quite clever of you."
there is a middleman between them. The infamous leader of the group of bandits. Were they called the Incognito? Forget. Okay.
Enigmas, yeah.
Yes, the Enigmas.
Basically run their own information gathering stuff, and as you mentioned it, she says, Colmer Vahana. She kind of like lays back in amusement. There's a type of respect between me and him in information gathering. Spy versus spy, if you get my meaning. We've been on each other's toes for quite a while. I've always tried to get the upper hand, but he eludes me.
Any information?
So love to have private conversation with him. She chuckles softly.
Have any information on his recent whereabouts? Or
Not as much, but I do know that he has been visiting the supposed secret ports that these bandit groups were using. I don't know exactly where he is, because he always changes locations frequently. But I do know he mostly operates on the borders between Mount Witch and Kirthon.
Have we informed them yet of the smuggling ring using the dockmaster's authority?
No, you did not.
Okay. It may also be pertinent for you to know that several members of your shipping guild or whatever, however. It may be pertinent for you to know that several members of your shipping guild or however they organize themselves, are corrupt and use their authority to facilitate this smuggling ring.
Yes, it might be possible for us to disguise ourselves as the slavers.
Yes, I believe the names Doc Warden Alfred and Captain Lauren were the two in the port.
She then says, I see.
We don't have established proof of their assistance, however. The bandit did respond that they have received help in some form before.
I see. That is good to know.
Yeah, we don't know if they're actually involved in the trafficking or if they were just like.
Either way, some good old-fashioned interrogation will sort that out.
Yes.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
The question is now, do we head straight to the main objective, or do we go after the slaving route? And see if we can...
The Duchess says, for the time being, head to Kiron, plead the case, as I will establish a evidence of Helmer's connection to these bandits. And if you can, I do suggest finding what you can about Kolmer Vehana and his current operations. See what you can find there, and meet up at Kiron. There are so many what is the word? Variables, there we go. There are so many variables at play that we do not understand. We need to be cautious.
Yes. I also have a favor to ask of. Is there any master forges in this town? I look to create a new sword.
There is a master forge within the Virok district. They are very well renowned for their craftsmanship.
Yes, I mean, I may need to acquire some assistance as I am also creating a magic sword. Possibly along with a magic shield as well.
You request my assistance in crafting this. The Duchess is
I
not
appreciate it then. Yes.
The Duchess
I
ponders for a moment. Very well. I will accompany you in this endeavor. Who has the highest passive perception?
Adrian.
what about the new guys?
Yeah, I'm asking.
I have a
I got a
14.
15.
What?
I got a 15.
14.
Yeah, I got 14 as well. Yeah.
So, Cav, you have the highest passive perception. So you notice around like the corner, the entrance to the living room, you see a young teenage girl basically popping her head out slightly to listen in and watch the conversation.
Hmm.
And you recognize that this girl is similar to the girl in the portrait with the black walnut hair and the light blue eyes as well.
Hey. Hmm.
Looks like we are. You're the one that noticed, so you go ahead.
No, I was thinking it's something. You say something.
Did Adrian notice too, or is this just a?
I would say with those 14 and above, you notice this person.
Okay. Looks like we have a little guest or eavesdropper. Adrian says as he nods towards the little girl
Teenager.
or teenager.
The young teen. So I basically would say tween in this state. The Duchess hears this, turns her head, and the young tween kind of like retracts the head and says, Eliza, I thought I told you to continue your studies. And the young tween says, apologies, mother, but I was curious on your meeting. Go back to your studies, daughter. I am in the middle of a conversation. And you hear the footsteps leave. And she then says, I apologize. My daughter doesn't know much about the importance of my job.
Didn't take you for having children.
The Duchess looks at you with a cocked eyebrow. Well, what do you think?
You seem pretty lonely by yourself. A bit aloof.
She retracts herself a bit and says, I am a current widow right now. Tiefling, I suggest you careful with your tongue.
A lot of people say that. Not many people live that long to find out, but either way. So, why would they be after specifically the silver-haired people?
She kind of like stands up, walks to the bookshelf, and ponders for a bit. They are a native clan of this island specifically. Many of them were ousted by the others who came to this island. Not me. I asked for their cooperation, and in return I gave them sizable land in return of their home.
Natives?
Yes, natives of this island. Quite strong, powerful people in both physical and magical sense.
I thought the island was abandoned before settlers arrived.
Indeed,
Sorry,
that was
uninhabited.
the assumption. However, it seems that there were already natives of this isle before we came here.
Okay, oh, this says, so you're saying that they're strong enough in magic and might, yet they're weak enough for you. Oh, yet they aren't strong enough to stop the influence of outsiders. He says this in all Orcish.
The Duchess looks to you, Ortis, and says in Orcish, well, they are powerful, however they draw their magic from nature, not from the body, and not from magical objects. So when the development of the island started, it began to have a hindrance on their magical properties.
They're druids?
Yes, they are druids, a type of unique clan of druids, she says in a soft but kind of like coy tone.
I'm a little confused. You said they are natives, but you also say they were banished from the mainland.
They were not banished from the mainland, they were ousted from their original homes on the island.
I see. And and the leader of this group, the woman who's in that painting, by the way,
Yes,
did she?
her name is Cassandra.
And the other one?
That is the one you met, Eliza.
I look at the painting again. Does the girl look similar, or does she? I would assume the painting is old, or is it new?
The painting's a bit old, so basically you see that the Treen girl was basically like maybe 5 or 6 years old, while the tanned girl was basically within
Okay, that
her
explains.
like mid-teenage years.
Hmm. What was the relationship between you and this Cassandra?
She then says, "She was my adopted daughter."
Interesting. Why did you decide to adopt her?
She was. She takes a moment to compose herself. When they were ousted from their original homes, her people were mostly slaughtered. When the council debated on what to do, I advised against wiping them out since they are the island's original inhabitants and they have much to offer us. So I offered to house them in my territory, and if they were to be brought any harm, they were in for my wrath. Among my many visits to the colony, she says, I encountered a young girl, and I decided to adopt her. She had this, she kind of chuckles, fierce hatred in her eyes, and I don't know, I admired that. I had those same set of eyes when I was her age. So I decided to adopt her and raise her as my own until I had my own daughter.
Hmm. Was she upset with the new daughter?
No, she was enthusiastic about it.
Did she just grew up? Bird had to leave the nest eventually, or did you have to kick her out?
She she paused. She decided to grow on her own. She decided to venture off on her own and be her own individual without me interfering.
Just a random question. Has she ever been to the mainland?
You could see that there's a shift of posture in her tone.
You mentioned something about it.
She and I, just 2 years ago, ventured to the mainland together, and we went to Yaren, and, well, when she was off on her own with the escort, exploring the city, she came back cursing my name, saying that everything I did was a lie. She didn't speak to me until when we got back to the island, saying that she was leaving. When I inquired God what had happened, the God simply said that they went to a market spot, and apparently she saw that one of her own people was being treated as a slave by my people, who I said were wise and just. So, yes, you have your answer, Miss Layla. My daughter is afflicted with this, and I am giving her the space that she needs to figure out who she is on her own. But that does not mean I am not allowed to worry and check up on her.
Fair enough. So why all the women guards and maids? Besides taste.
Let's just say I prefer the company of women over men. Let's just leave it like that.
Okay, fulfill my suspicion.
Oh, it says I like that in reverse. Gives her a grin in Orcish. So he's saying it in Orcish.
Adrian does not understand.
So, the woman chuckles and says, I must say, I did not know this about you. So, she smiles softly.
Just gives her a nod. I think that's why Sage J wants to be here. He was always fascinated by magic. I can't say it's the most power. I can say that its power cannot be denied. I also find that plenty of weaklings tend to have it. That are the best of the best. But magic is my thing. Still. He says this all in Orcish.
She just says that yes, this island has many magical properties. So I decided to better understand it as I can. Regardless, you must be tired from your journey. Please feel free to explore this town of Ravenspire to your delight. Nail, Elma, Layla, you're all muted. If you're trying to say something.
Yeah, Adrian asks, When would be a good time to start crafting this blade? It's
I have my duties until tomorrow afternoon. If you wish, we could try to attempt to craft one of your trinkets, if you wish.
how long did Ichigo say that it would probably take to make? 2 days?
He said 2 days, yes. Because one part was the forging of the blade, the second part was imbuing the magic into the blade. So one day is about forging the blade, the other day is about imbuing the magic into the blade.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the Duchess says that you are free to explore the city if you wish, and basically to relax.
Okay.
Plan to.
Is there anything
Yeah.
you guys want to do? Because I would say that we could end it here unless we want to go for another 20 minutes.
I think this is a good spot to end it.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
alright.
and we
Okay.
can plan
Okay.
next session.
I'll end the recording now, and we could just do some housekeeping. So we're ending it now.